He may even pretend to be a man of mysteries, but Lee Jun-ho's romantic past speaks for itself. Behind the perfect image of the ideal actor, there are names that Korea has never forgotten, and stories that he tried to hide from the public. From Yoona to Lee Si-young, passing through passions that almost destroyed his reputation. Today, you will meet the women who truly left their mark on Lee Jun-ho's life. Since they starred together in the drama The Red Sleeve, released in 2021, Lee Jun-ho and Lee Si-young became the target of an avalanche of speculation. Was there something real between them beyond the on-screen chemistry? For many fans, the way they looked at each other, the discreet gestures behind the scenes, and even the awards in which they were crowned as best couple, ignited the kind of rumor that never dies, the one that seems to have a ring of truth even without proof. During interviews, Lee Si-young never hid her admiration for Jun-ho. She called him the best partner I've ever worked with, praising his dedication and saying that the communication between them was natural, easy, almost as if they had known each other for years. For fans, these compliments sounded like a veiled confession. Each affectionate word became fuel for theories of a real romance, hidden beneath the disguise of acting. But what seemed like mere fiction gained substance with the drama's resounding success. When the two took the stage to receive the Best Couple Award of the Year, all of Korea seemed to sigh in unison. The cameras captured complicit glances, contained laughter, and an almost palpable tension, the kind of connection that is hardly faked. Fans created entire communities dedicated to proving that the feeling went beyond the boundaries of the script, analyzing every smile, every touch, every interview. Despite this, neither of them ever confirmed any romantic involvement. There are no compromising photos, direct statements, or public appearances that reveal anything more than an intense friendship. The agencies responsible for both always treated the matter coldly, without denying, but also without feeding the flames. This silence, paradoxically, is what kept the rumor alive. Some experts in Korean pop culture point out that Jun-ho himself, experienced in the industry, knows the weight of a romantic revelation for an actor who is also an idol. Korea still has a delicate relationship with the romantic lives of celebrities, and many careers have collapsed because of a single confirmed relationship. Thus, silence became strategy, and perhaps also protection. Even so, the public seems unwilling to accept the unspoken. To this day, behind-the-scenes videos from The Red Sleeve accumulate millions of views, with fans searching for any hidden sign: a more prolonged gaze, a hand that touches too quickly, a smile that seems too intimate to be mere acting. And perhaps that is precisely what makes this rumor unforgettable: the doubt. The feeling that, behind every romantic scene and every choreographed embrace, there existed something that even the cameras could not capture. In the end, the question remains that no one can answer with certainty. Did Lee Jun-ho and Lee Si-young experience a real love, or were they simply the best actors of their generation performing the perfect romance? Before Lee Jun-ho was acclaimed as a prestigious actor and the master of dramas, there was a phase when he was still struggling to be recognized outside of K-pop. And it was precisely during this period, in the early 2010s, that one of the oldest and most persistent rumors of his career emerged: his involvement with actress Kim So-eun. At the time, Kim So-eun was already known for her roles in successful dramas and her image as a sweet girl, while Jun-ho was still the hardworking idol trying to consolidate his solo identity. The two began to be associated after public appearances, shared events, and a series of photos and videos that showed a chemistry too natural to go unnoticed. For fans, this seemed like the beginning of a romance. The rumors grew when both participated in variety shows and interviews in which they exchanged glances and subtle jokes. One moment, in particular, went viral in Korean communities at the time: an episode in which Kim So-eun laughed shyly after a compliment from Jun-ho about her smile. That was all it took for internet users to start speculating that there was more than friendship. Meanwhile, the media quietly fed the rumor. Portals began to mention a male idol and a rising actress seen together at private dinners, without naming them directly, but the initials and descriptions matched the two perfectly. On popular forums like Nate Pan and The Coup, posts about the mysterious couple gained thousands of comments, and many believed it was Jun-ho and So-eun. Neither of them ever commented on the subject publicly, which only added to the mystery. Kim So-eun, known for being reserved, never spoke about her romantic life. Jun-ho, too, preferred silence. This behavior was interpreted by part of the public as an indirect confirmation. After all, in Korea, denying openly sometimes causes more noise than letting the rumor die on its own. What is curious is that years later, in interviews, Jun-ho mentioned that he truly fell in love only once in his youth, without revealing names. For fans, this detail revived the rumor. Was he referring to Kim So-eun? Could she be the secret love that inspired some of his intense performances in romantic dramas? Even today, some fan communities maintain the archive of this rumor, calling it the Jun-so couple, one of the first couple fan bases linked to the actor. There are old video compilations subtitled by fans trying to prove the involvement of the two. Even though there was never a confirmation, the case left a mark. It was the first first major romantic rumor of Lee Jun-ho's career, and also the first sign that his personal life would always be shrouded in mystery. In 2017, Lee Jun-ho starred in one of the most intense roles of his career in the drama Just Between Lovers. The character was a man marked by tragedies, trying to find redemption and love amid the pain. Alongside him was Won Jin-ah, an actress then little known, but who would become one of the great names of the new generation, and with him, part of one of the most talked about rumors of his trajectory. The chemistry between Jun-ho and Won Jin-ah was something the public felt immediately. From the first episode, the connection between the two seemed organic, almost unsettling. There were no exaggerations, nor forced attempts at romance. What was seen was something natural, delicate, and deeply emotional. Because of this, it didn't take long for rumors to emerge that the involvement between the two could have gone beyond the script. Behind the scenes, team members even commented in interviews that the atmosphere between the two actors was strangely quiet but intense, as if there was no separation between character and person. During filming, Jun-ho frequently improvised touches and glances that were not in the script, and in many scenes, Won Jin-ah reacted with an emotion that seemed impossible to rehearse. The public noticed, and the internet did the rest. On Korean forums, fans began posting comparisons of behind-the-scenes footage, interviews, and even joint appearances at events. One specific video went viral, the two sitting side by side during an interview, exchanging shy smiles and looking away every time someone mentioned real chemistry. That was all it took for the rumor of a secret relationship to spread. During the press conference, they asked Won Jin-ah what it was like working with Jun-ho. She responded with a simple phrase, but loaded with ambiguity. "He is someone who makes you feel safe all the time." For fans, this was not just professional praise. It was a veiled confession. As for Jun-ho, when questioned about her, he said that he had learned a lot from Jinna's sincerity, and that she made him forget they were acting. Neither of them openly denied the rumor, and this silence was interpreted as the strongest of signals. When Just Between Lovers came to an end, many bet that the relationship would have continued off camera. The two were not seen together publicly, but some reporters claimed that both maintained frequent contact, exchanging messages even after filming ended. Officially, no agency confirmed anything, and questions on the subject began to be carefully avoided in subsequent interviews. Time passed, but the public never forgot. Whenever Lee Jun-ho appears in a new project, attentive fans remember Won Jin-ah as the partner with whom he had the most genuine connection. A love perhaps brief, perhaps silent, perhaps impossible, but that was recorded in every scene of that drama. In the end, Just Between Lovers was not just a story about pain and new beginnings. For many, it was the most intimate portrait of Lee Jun-ho himself, vulnerable, protective, in love, and mysterious. And that is why, even today, Won Jin-ah is remembered as the woman who managed to touch the heart of a man the public insists on calling unreachable. And if there is a rumor that truly shook Lee Jun-ho's image as a reserved man, perhaps the greatest rumor of all on this list, this rumor has a first and last name, Im Yoona. It all began during the filming of King the Land, released in 2023, when the two starred in one of the lightest, and, at the same time, most talked about love stories of recent years. From the first teaser the public noticed, there was something there. The chemistry was palpable, the gazes too intense, the laughs too genuine. And so, the fictional couple of a romantic drama transformed into a real phenomenon, and into one of the most talked about rumors in Korea. During the promotion of the drama, Jun-ho and Yoona seemed inseparable. The interviews, the behind-the-scenes videos, and even the variety shows displayed a kind of complicity that went beyond the standard. They exchanged private jokes, laughed at each other naturally, and treated each other with a familiarity that fans described as too intimate to be just marketing. The rumor exploded when the two took the stage together at MBC Gayo Daejeon, dancing Señorita with such charged chemistry that even Yoona herself, known for being controlled and elegant, could not hide her awkwardness after the performance. At that moment, the internet simply collapsed. Within days, Korean forums were flooded with posts with titles like, "Are Yoona and Jun-ho really dating?" and "Are they acting or confessing?" Portals like Dispatch and All K-pop began to speculate about meetings outside of filming. Some fans claimed to have seen the two leaving a restaurant in Seoul together, while others swore that flight schedules coincided with suspicious frequency. The agencies, under pressure, responded quickly. They denied everything, but the denial sounded rehearsed, and that only reinforced the suspicion. At the height of the rumors, internet users retrieved old videos of the two, showing that Jun-ho and Yoona had known each other for many years, since musical events and award ceremonies when they were still young idols trying to survive fame. This long previous history gave even more fuel to the narrative. They always had a connection, fans said. The idea of a matured love, built in silence over the years, seemed too perfect to not be true. Even after the drama ended, the bond did not dissolve. Yoona was seen sending flowers to Jun-ho at a photo shoot, and he, in turn, mentioned in an interview that he would not have done King the Land with anyone but her. Small phrases, subtle gestures, but enough to keep alive the flame of speculation. Even today, the rumor divides the public. Some believe that everything was nothing more than a marketing strategy created by the network to promote the most popular couple of the year. Others, however, swear that the passion went beyond the cameras, and that the couple simply chose to live their romance away from the spotlight. And it is this uncertainty that keeps the story alive. Because if there is one thing the public has learned about Lee Jun-ho, it is that he masters the art of mystery. With Yoona, he did not need scandal or proof. A glance, a touch, and a shared laugh were all it took to transform a professional partnership into one of the most talked about romances in modern Korea.